Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Jnanati Mirandasya Jnananjana Salakaya. Chakkhurunimilitam Jena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobishtam Sthapitam Jena Bhutale Soyam Rupa Kadamahyam Dadati Sapadantikam. Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Juta Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavanam Cha. Nirupam Sagrajatam Saganasira Gunatam Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijanasahitam Krishna Chaitanya Deva Devam Sri Rādhā-kṛṣṇa Padān Saganalitam Sri Vitam Cha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dīna Bandhu Jagatpate Gopesya Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namastute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanusute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Mancha Kalpatrivasya Kripa Sindhu Vevacha Patitanam Pavanabhya Vaishnavabha Namo Namah Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prestaya Bhutale Srimati Bhakti Vedanta Swami Namini Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Sunyavadi Pasyat Desatarine Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhara Sri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So Hare Krishna, today is very auspicious Nityānanda Trayodasi, the transcendental appearance of the Lord Nityananda Prabhu. So first of all, we will know that who is this Nityananda Prabhu, why we are celebrating the appearance day with so much awe and reverence. So with so much awe and reverence. So this is the thing that. So here we can see that this Bhajendra Nandana Jai Sachishita Hoila Sai. Bhajendra Nandana is Krishna. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Krishna, they are identical. So and Balarama Hoila Nitai. The identity of Nityananda Mahaprabhu is Balaram. He is Balaram. So he is the first expansion of Krishna. So Bala means strength. He is the giver of spiritual strength, source of spiritual strength. So why we are celebrating? First of all, let us know that we should first of all speak or hear about Nityananda, Nityananda appearance. The beautiful verses Maitra is saying that as Sutta Goswami. So here it is saying that in spite of my inability, whatever I have been able to hear from the spiritual master, whatever I could assimilate, I am now describing in glorification of the Lord by pure speech, for otherwise my power of speaking would remain unchaste. So whatever we have learned from Srila Prabhupada about the glories of Nityananda Prabhu, we must know. Nityānanda Trayodasi is not about fasting, half day, feasting. No. Nityānanda Trayodasi, you should understand the concept, the philosophy, the identity and philosophy, the activities, glories, philosophy behind this. Why we are celebrating? What is the important? Why should I take shelter of Nityananda? What is the necessity of taking shelter of Nityananda? This thing we do not know, it become a rituals. Like Hindu rituals, they do the Ganesh Puja, the rituals. They do not have proper understanding. Then there will be no transformation. There is no takeaway lesson. There is no transformative lesson. Therefore, it is said that we should always glorify. How we can glorify if we do not know this philosophy? So the next verse it is said that the highest perfection gain of humanity is to engage in discussion of the activities and glories of the pious actor. Such activity are so nicely arranged in writing by the greatly learned says that the actual purpose of the year is solved just by being near to them, by being near them. So that is our purpose, to hear the glories of this pious actor Nityananda Mahaprabhu, Nityananda Prabhu, Nityananda Ram. Why? Because that is the perfection. It says that That is the perfection gain of humanity by discussing or engaging in the discussion of the activity and glories of the pious actor. Not that I just attended, I do not want to hear. Take prasadam extravaganza, have day fasting and feasting and sleep. No, this is not the proper way of celebrating, observing Nityananda appearance day. No, this is for the neophyte. They simply come fasting and feasting, go away, go home, sleep, digest the Mahaprasad. No. So therefore, you should understand the identity and the real thing. So real thing is the spiritual strength. Just like a body is nicely moving. Howsoever, the maybe it is a body of Shah Rukh Khan or very Bill Gates or Elon Musk, powerful position. That is fine. It is moving. But as soon as it is dead, that same body of so-called big personality, they will not protest. You kick also, they will not protest. They will not move. They cannot act. Why? Because the missing is the spirit. That is the strength. Spiritual strength is missing. As long as spiritual strength, the spirit is there, body can do everything. But as soon as it lifts away, body is like a dead body, useless. Just like you might have a Mercedes car, or you may have a very sophisticated car, Ferrari, sports car. But if without petrol, you cannot do anything. Therefore, the real strength is not the material strength. Real strength is spiritual strength. Muṇḍaka Upaniṣad say that nāyam ātmā bala-hīnena. Without spiritual strength, one cannot attain the goal of life. Nāyam ātmā bala-hīnena. We cannot understand the God. We cannot obtain the goal of life. There's beautiful verses. You say that in these beautiful verses, you say that nāyam ātmā pravachanena labhyo. Krishna say, if you are thinking that I am very good, pravachan means very good speaker, very good speaker, I can speak very nicely. And that is the process of gaining the goal of life. No, you cannot. Nāyam, Krishna say, nāyam ātmā pravachanena labhyo. We cannot get Krishna, the goal of life, by becoming a orator, speaker, erudite, what is it is called? Erudite orator, speaker. Na medhoya. Medhoya means brain. Very good brain, IIT, IIM, MIT brain. No, by our brain, intelligent, we cannot. Na medhoya. Na bahuna sutrena. No, I have PhD, I have learned so much research, so many shastras. I can get Krishna. Krishna say, no, you cannot get me. A real thing is spiritual strength. On the spiritual strength only we can get. And what is that spiritual strength? That achutya bala. Achutya bala is called spiritual strength. That is mentioned in these beautiful verses spoken by Narada Muni, that nāyam ātmā balena hinahe. Krishna say, bhaktya mam abhijananti. You want to get me by bhakti. And that bhakti comes by spiritual strength. If I do not have spiritual strength, I cannot execute. Just like I do not have any material strength, I cannot speak now. But similarly, without spiritual strength, you cannot do anything. The material strength actually is useless. The spiritual strength only I am speaking. It's not by material strength. The spiritual strength is gone. I am a muscle. I am a good orator. What is the use of that? So here he says that nāyam ātmā bala-hīnena labhyo nacha pramadāt tapasva vapi alingata etairupāyera tate yastu vidvān tasyaisa ātmā vishvate brahma dhāma. One cannot attain the goal of life without mercy of Balarama. Śrī Narottama Ṭhākura therefore says, nitāiyera karuṇā habe vraje rādhā-kṛṣṇa pābe. When one receives the mercy of Balarama, Nityananda, one can attain the lotus feet of Rādhā and Kṛṣṇa very easily. Se sambandha nahi jara buddha janma gelo tara Vidya kulehi karibare tara. If one has no connection with Nitai Balarama, then even though one is very learned scholar or Jnani or has taken birth in a very respectable family, these assets will not help him. We must therefore conquer the enemies of Krishna consciousness with the strength of received from Balarama or Nityananda. So that is clearly saying, I am ātmā bala-hīnena. ātmā bala means spiritual strength. That spiritual strength is the mercy of Nityananda Mahaprabhu. He is the giver. He is the guru-tattva. He is Balarama, guru-tattva. His representation represents the guru-tattva. Therefore, by him only. He say that significant in this words are the word Jnanisim, Achutya Bala. Jnanisim means sword of knowledge. Is given by Krishna when one serves the Guru and Krishna in order to hold the sword of Krishna's instruction. Balaram gives one strength. Balaram is Nityananda. Vajendra Nandana Dei Sachisutva Hoilo Sei. Balarama Hoilo Nitai. This Balaram comes with Caitanya Mahaprabhu. And both of them are merciful that in this age, Kali, one may easily take shelter of their lotus feet. They come especially to deliver the fallen soul of the age. Papi tapi jata chilla harinam uddarila. Their weapon is Sankirtan Harinam. Thus one should accept the sword of knowledge from Krishna, be strong with the mercy of Balarama. We are therefore worshipping Krishna Balaram in Vrindavan. So he says that sword of knowledge, Krishna has given this knowledge, Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam, Veda, everything. But that knowledge has to be sharpened by the mercy of Nityananda. Without simply by knowledge, we need a spiritual strength to hold that knowledge. And the spiritual strength is nāyam ātmā bala-hīnena. That is Balarama, that is Nityananda Prabhu. Therefore we worship, because without that we cannot attain the goal of life. We will be rotting and rotating in this material world, time immemorial. But Nityananda Mahaprabhu is merciful. So they have descended, they have appeared along with Caitanya Mahaprabhu to papi tapi jato thilo. Papi tapi jato thilo, hari name uddhalilo, tara saki jagai modai. Their main purpose to deliver the conditioned soul. All the sinners. Material existence means sinner, criminals. Just like somebody is in jail, that means it's evidence that he is a criminal. It's a testimonial that he is a criminal. So therefore, this Nityananda Mahaprabhu is very important. Taking shelter of Nityananda Mahaprabhu is imperative, indispensable, mandatory. Otherwise, one cannot. Nāyam ātmā bala-hīnena. Without spiritual strength, how? Simply by knowledge, we need mercy. That's the prasada, Bhagavad prasada. Without mercy, we cannot execute devotional service. Rādhā-kṛṣṇa paya. Nitāiyera bhaja nitya. Without Nitai, we cannot get Rādhā-kṛṣṇa. Let us know the little bit of identity of Nityananda Mahaprabhu. Then we can go to discuss why it is important to take shelter of the Nityananda lotus feet. So here in this very beginning 5 verses, in the beginning of Chaitanya Chaitamrita, our Krishnadas Kaviraj is defining the identity of Nityananda Mahaprabhu. So he says that Nityananda Prabhu is not ordinary people. Who is he? What is his identity? His identity is his Balarama. He is the Balarama. What is his identity? Sankara Sanakara Karana Toya Sai Garbhada Sai Cha Payabdi Sai Seshasya Jasamsa Kalasa Nityam Nityananda Khyalama Saranam Mamastu Sankara Sanakara Sai. So who is this Nityananda Prabhu? May Sri Nityananda Ram be object of my constant remembrance. Sankarsan Sesnag and the Vishnu who lies in the Karan ocean, Garbhada ocean and ocean of milk are his plenary portion, the portion of his plenary portion. See, he says that who is this Nityananda? He is the Balarama. And he expands his Sankarsan, Sesnag, and 3 Vishnus. Karana Dekasai Vishnu, Garbha Dekasai Vishnu, and Hero Dekasai Vishnu. The 5 plenary person and portion of plenary person. Jasam Sansa. That is Nityananda. He is the first expansion. Krishna expand himself to Balaram. Advaitam Achyutam Anadir Ananta Rupam. He expand himself Eka Sama Eka Bahushama. He expand as Balaram, Vaibhava Prakash. And Balaram expand as Sankarsan, Vasudev, Maniruddha, Pradyumna. Again, from Sankarsan, Mula Sankarsan come Narayana, Adi Narayana. From Adi Narayana, second Sankarsan, second Pradyumna, second of Aniruddha, second. So many expansion. From second Sankarsan comes Mahavishnu. That is, he is called Karan-dakkhasai Vishnu. He is the cause of this material world. Karan-dakkhasai Vishnu. Then Garbha-dakkhasai Vishnu. Then he expanded as a Kiro-dakkhasai Vishnu as a Paramatma. So this is the identity of Balaram that is more clearly stated in this fifth chapter of Adi. We'll go to the fifth chapter. I surrender unto the lotus feet of Sri Nityananda Ram, who known as Sankarsan in the midst of Chaturvyu, consisting of Vasudev, Sankarsan, Padmanabhi. He poses full of opulence, resides in Vaikuntha Loka, far beyond the material creation. His first expansion is Sankarsan. Then I offer my obeisance unto the feet of Nityananda Ram, whose partial representation called Karan-dakkhasai Vishnu, lying on the Karan ocean, the original Purusha, the master of illusory energy and shelter of all the universe. This is called Mahavishnu or Karan-dakkhasai Vishnu, who is the original cause of all this material creation. I offer my full obeisance unto the feet of Nityananda Ram, a partial part of whom is Garbha-dakkhasai Vishnu. From the navel of Garbha-dakkhasai Vishnu sprout the lotus feet, is the birthplace of Brahma, the engineer of the universe. The stem of that lotus is resting place of the multitude planet. So when by breathing process of Mahavishnu, so many universe, multi-million universe comes out. And he himself expand and Garbha-dakkhasai Vishnu go to each of the universe, lying down, and by his perspiration half of the filled with water, Garbha ocean. Then from the navel sprouts a lotus flower, and from there the Brahma is born, and all the universe resting on that lotus stem. That is called Garbha-dakkhasai Vishnu, which is the person of Nityananda Prabhu or Balarama. Then finally, I offer my respectful ovations unto the feet of Nityananda Ram, whose secondary part is the Vishnu lying in the ocean of Mila. That Kiro-dakkhasai Vishnu is the super soul of all living entity, the maintainer of all universe. Sesnag is his further sub part. So this is the five expansion of Sankarsan, Karan-dakkhasai Vishnu or Mahavishnu, Garbha-dakkhasai Vishnu, Kiro-dakkhasai Vishnu, and Sesnag, who is lying and Lord is resting on the Sesnag. 5 expansion. That is Balaram. Balaram always comes as a servitor God. He always want to serve the Supreme Lord. That is whole idea. Just like Nityananda Prabhu. Nityananda Prabhu, whole idea of Nityananda Prabhu always serving the Caitanya Mahaprabhu mission. His whole idea, Chaitanya, if you want to get the mercy of Nityananda Prabhu, only way to get mercy of Nityananda Prabhu, Prabhupada said that we should assist the purpose, the mission of Caitanya Mahaprabhu. What is Caitanya Mahaprabhu mission? Jare dekha tare kaha Krishna upadesh. So Nityananda Prabhu also saying, Bolo Krishna, bhajo Krishna, koro Krishna sikkha. Same thing. Jare dekha tare kaha Krishna upadesh. Chant Hare Krishna, worship Hare Krishna, and also spread or preach the teaching of Krishna. That is Nityananda Mahaprabhu. He always come to serve. This is stated in these beautiful verses, I think. Let's go to 5, 1, 2, 3. How Balaram or Nityananda Prabhu is serving this Lord. Chhatra paduka saya upadhana vasana arama avasa jagya sutra singhasana. He served the Lord Krishna assuming all the following forms: umbrella, sleeper, bedding, pillow, garment, resting chair, residence, sacred thread, and throne. He is thus called Lord Sesa, or he has attained the ultimate end of servitude to. Sesa means end. He attained the ultimate servitude to Krishna. He takes many forms in the service of Krishna, thus he served the Lord. See, that is the things. Similarly, Nityananda Mahaprabhu also he served Caitanya Mahaprabhu mission. There is a beautiful verses. I forget. Let me take out. I posted today in the Facebook side. Sorry, yes, so that how he was serving the Lord, Nityananda Mahaprabhu. So Nityananda Mahaprabhu is serving the Lord so many way. Yeah, this is the verse. The foremost preacher of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, 9-17. So 9-17 and 8. Sishyadi. Madhyana. Oh, this is from uh, this is from uh, this is from Chaitanya Bhagavat. He says that Lord Chaitanya, first and foremost devotee is Nityananda Rai. The glories of Lord Chaitanya are always on his tongue. Day and night, Lord Nityananda speaks only the Lord Chaitanya. Whoever worship him is the real devotee of Sri Chaitanya. Nityananda Adabhuta Savatya Agala, Chaitanya Dasa Prema Hoila Pagala. Nityananda wandering mendicant is foremost, and this is Sishyadi 6:448. So here we can see, instead of going to Sishyadi 6:48. So in this verse, we say that Nityananda Abhaduta Sabate Agala, Chaitanya Rasya Prema Hoila Pagala. Nityananda, Sri Nityananda, the wandering mendicant, is the foremost of all the associates of Lord Chaitanya. He became mad in ecstasy of the service to the Lord Chaitanya. See, he is the servitor Godhead. Balarama, like, he is serving different expansion, different capacity. That is the real mercy. When we are serving the Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, we will receive the mercy of Krsna. Not that I am Nityananda Bansa. No, Nityananda Bansa means you should risk, just like Nityananda Mahaprabhu. Nityananda Prabhu, Sri Nityananda Prabhu risks preaching to Jagai Madai. Even after he was attacked by them. Therefore, preaching also risk things. So one should risk preaching the Chaitanya Mahaprabhu teaching, Krishna's teaching. Then we can say Nityananda Bansa. Not just like stamp, I am Nityananda Bansa. No. This Prabhupada has given this statement. So in this way, Nityananda Mahaprabhu uh, is is actually, this is the glories of Nityananda. So we should take shelter of the Nityananda. And Nityananda Mahaprabhu is very, very merciful, very merciful. It is stated in this verse. He is very merciful. He does not see any qualification if somebody is fallen or not. Everybody he wants to deliver without any discriminations. Where is that verse? Sishyadi. Yes. Yes, 29. So the verse is there. It says that that Nityananda Mahaprabhu is very merciful. What is that verse? It says that Prema Matta 209, not 29, sir. 209. These are beautiful verses. It says that Prema Matta Nityananda 208 and 9. It says that Prema Matta Nityananda Kripa Avatar Uttama Adhama Kichu Nakare Vichara. So because he is intoxicated by ecstatic love, he is an incarnation of mercy. He does not distinguish between good and bad. Je age padya tara karaya nistara ateiva nistarila mohena durachara. This is spoken by Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami, the author. He delivers all those who fall down before him. Therefore, he has delivered such a sinful and fallen as me. So Nityananda Mahaprabhu is very merciful. He never distinguishes somebody is very exalted, somebody is very bad. No. Anybody who comes, who approaches Nityananda Prabhu, he delivers him. That is his special quality. Nityananda Prabhu actually more merciful than Caitanya Mahaprabhu. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was trying to kill Jagai Madai, but Nityananda Prabhu is more merciful. He stopped Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He told that everybody is Jagai Madai in this age of Kali. So therefore, we have to kill everyone. Instead, he requested Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to, as he has descended Adhurya Bhava or Karuna Avatar, so he should deliver the conditioned soul, irrespective of their shortcoming in this age of Kali. Therefore, papi tapi jata chilla hari name uddharila. So that is the mercy of Nityananda Mahaprabhu. Therefore, Narottama Das Thakur is saying that why you should take shelter. Now we know the identity of the Nityananda Prabhu. We know the philosophy why you should take shelter. But now we can go details. There's a wonderful song compiled by Narottama Das Thakur. He said that why we should take care of Nityananda, take shelter of Nityananda lotus feet. Let us discuss the purport given by Srila Prabhupada. So he said that Nitai Padakamala, in this verse he said that very nice songs. We just see the song little. So he said that in this song that Nitai Padakamala Koti Chandra Susitala Je Chayaya Jagata Jurai Hena Nitai Bina Bhai Rādhā-kṛṣṇa Paite Nai Diddha Kari Dhara Nitayera Pai Se Sambandha Nai Jara Bitha Janma Gelo Tara Sei Pasu Bara Durachara Nitai na Bolia Mukhe Madilo Sansara Suke Vidya Kule Ki Karibare Tara Ahankara Mato Hoya Nitai Pada Pasariya असतयर सत्य करी मानी निताईर करुणा habe vraje rādhā-kṛṣṇa pābe धारो निताई चरण दुखानी निताईर चरण सत्य ताहार सेवक नित्य निताई पाद सदा करो आशा नरोत्तम बरो दुखी निताई मोर करो सुखी राखो रांगा चरण रे पास. So this is a beautiful song. So the purport is given by the Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. It's very instructive, very, very important, very transformative also. It's a very nice song sung by Narottama Das Thakur. He advised that Nitai Pada, lotus feet of Lord Nityananda, Kamala means lotus, Pada means feet, are the shelter where one will get soothing moonlight, not only for one, but millions of moon. One can just imagine the aggregate total value of soothing sign of millions of moon. In this, so he says that Nitai Pada Kamala, Koti Chandra Susitala, Koti Chandra just like moon, and one moon, particularly we have seen India, scorching heat. When the evening will come, everybody got relieved, relaxed, respite of scorching, boisterous sunshine, scorching heat. Why? Because moon is a soothing, cooling. Here it is said that if you take shelter of Nityananda feet, it's like a millions of moon. How much soothing? It is better. It's a metaphor. How it is said that? He said that in this material world, Jagat, which is progressing towards hell, there is always a blazing fire. And everyone is struggling hard without finding peace. Therefore, if the world wants to have real peace, you should take shelter under the lotus feet of Lord Nityananda, which are cooling like shining of a million's moon. Jurai means relief. If one actually wants relief from the struggle of existence, actually want to extinguish the blazing fire of material pangs, Narottama Das Thakur advises, please take shelter of Lord Nityananda. So that is the meaning. Very nice metaphor. Just like scorching heat means the moon is relieving us, relieving from the heat. Similarly, this material world is like a blazing fire of material existence. Sansara dava, nalanita loko. Material existence is blazing fire. Always we have been tormented, troubled, trialed by the material existence, unsalt of the material existence, Maya. Because our existence in a non-existential atmosphere, we are always, every moment, every step, we are threatened. Padam padam yad vipadam. We are always scorching, struggling hard. Dukkhalayam saswatam. Always we are blazing fire, like struggling. for existence. Everybody is struggling for existence. That is stated that this very nice verses is there. We can go to this verse, very nice. So today also Prabhu showed this verse. It's a very nice verse. How this material world is like a blazing fire. He said that in this beautiful verses, Tapotroyo. He said that, my dear Lord, for one who is being cruelly born in the blazing fire of material misery, having fallen into the network of material existence, I do not see any possible shelter beside your two lotus feet, which are shower of nectar extinguishing the fire of suffering. Fire of suffering. Everybody is suffering. Adhyatmik, Adi Bhautik, Adi Daivik. By body, by mind, by others, by calamities, by demigods. Everybody, every step is tormented. Therefore, this world is classified by the Supreme, the Creator, the Supreme Lord Krishna, as a Dukkhalayam Asashvatam, the place of misery, very miserable place. Not only that, he said that there's another verse is there. He said that 12.440. It is stated in this verse that the Sansara Sindhu ati dustaram utistirso. For a person who is suffering in the fire of countless misery, who desire to cross the insurmountable ocean of material existence, there is no suitable boat except that of cultivating devotion to the transcendental taste of narration of the Supreme Personality of Godhead pastime. So the samsara is countless misery, very miserable. Padam padam yad vipadam. So therefore, unless we take shelter of the Lord, there is no way of relieving from this scourging. No. There's a beautiful verses there. Yashoda. Very nice verse. Yes. Aho aho virna kaler vidyate sadha sudha sudhara maduram pade pade dine dine chandana chandra sitalam Yashoda tanayasya giyate. One who daily sings the glory of Yashoda's son Krishna, which are as cooling as sandalwood and camphor, is not troubled by the day of Kali. For him, at every step, there is a torrential flood of sweetest nectar. So, therefore, we should take shelter of the Balarama. Because you cannot take shelter directly to Krishna, you should go through the Balarama. You cannot approach Nityananda Chaitanya Mahaprabhu directly. We should go through Nityananda Prabhu. Without mercy of Nityananda, one cannot get Rādhā-kṛṣṇa or Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Rādhā-kṛṣṇa, na pābe. Because it's like a torrential flood of sweetest nectar. The lotus feet of the Nityananda Mahaprabhu. Even though Kali Yuga is full of scorching heat, he says that this verse Sanskrit, he says that aho vir kalenna vidyate sudha sudhara maduram pade pade dine dine chandana chandra sitalam, like air cooler. It's like an air cooler. Although the material world is very blazing fire, but one who takes shelter of Nityananda Prabhu, then you feel like very chandana chandra sitalam, very sitalam is very cooling. Therefore, to get out from this material existence, one should take shelter of the Nityananda Mahaprabhu lotus feet. That is the meaning of this stanza. Sorry, we will go to this. What will be the result of accepting the shelter of lotus feet of Nityananda? He says, Heno nitai vina bhai. Unless one takes shelter under the shade of the lotus feet of Lord Nityananda, Rādhā-kṛṣṇa paite nai, it will be very difficult for him to approach Rādhā-kṛṣṇa. The aim of the Krishna movement, Krishna consciousness movement, is to enable us to approach Rādhā-kṛṣṇa, associate with Supreme Lord in the sublime pleasure dance. Whole idea to associate, go back to Godhead, associate. सर्वधर्मान परित्याग माम एक मनमना भाव मद भक्त मद जाति माम नमस्कार. मनुष्य जन्म पाइला राधा कृष्ण bhajiya is the aim of the life, to go back to Godhead, where we belong to. And How we go back? Without approaching Nityananda Mahaprabhu, we cannot get Radha Krishna. Narottama Thakur advised that if one actually wants to enter into dancing party of Radha Krishna, he must accept the shelter of lotus feet of the Lord Nityananda. Without that, we cannot approach. Krishna also says that one cannot approach him directly. He should come through the devotee, his devotee. In this verse, Krishna say that sorry, this verse is there, very Adi Purana. Krishna spoke to Arjuna. He said that by the you cannot approach me directly. Why? Sorry, Madhya. ये मे भक्त जन पार्थ न मे भक्त च ते जनः मद भक्तानां च ये भक्ता तमे भक्त तमामतः. Lord Krishna told Arjuna, those who are my direct devotee are actually not my devotee, but those who are devotee of my servant are actually my devotee. So one cannot approach Krishna, Radha Krishna directly. No. Narottama Das Thakur is singing also that Ara kabe nitai chanda karuna hoibe sansara vasana kabe tuchcha hobe. Without mercy of Nityananda Mahaprabhu, our sansara vasana, we cannot get out from this attachment. We cannot get out from this blazing fire of material existence. Vishaya chadiya kabe suddha hobe mano kabe hama herava Śrī Vrindavan. Really, we can want to see Vrindavan. We want to understand the Radha Krishna. We want to approach Radha Krishna. We want to join Radha Krishna association in Goloka Vrindavan. We have to take shelter of Nityananda. Otherwise, Visaya Chadiya. The Visaya means this material attraction, material attachment. That will not be, we cannot forsake without mercy of Nityananda. Ara kabe nitai chanda karuna hoibe sansara vasana maro kabe. Then only when you take shelter of mercy of the Nityananda, then we will feel very insignificant. This material attachment is very insignificant. Then we will try to get out from the fire of material existence, blazing fire of material existence. So therefore, we should take shelter of Nityananda Prabhu. Then he says that se sambandha nahi. Sambandha means connection or contact. Anyone who has not contracted a relationship with Nityananda is understood to have spoiled his human birth. In another song also Narottama Das says, Hari Hari Vifale Janama Ganainu. Anyone who does not approach Radha Krishna through a relationship with Nityananda has uselessly spoiled his life. Birth means useless. Vritha means useless. Janma means life. Tara means his. Sambandha means relationship. Anyone who does not make a relationship with Nityananda is simply spoiling the boon of his human form of life. Why is spoiling it? Say Pasu Bhara Duracharas. Means that Pasu animal has Durachara, misbehave, most misbehave. Without elevation to Krishna consciousness through the mercy of Lord Caitanya, Nityananda life is simply spoiled in animal propensity of sense gratification. So that is the thing. So whole idea is that we have to make a connection with Nityananda Mahaprabhu. Otherwise, we are like an animal, Pasudurachara. We cannot get out from these things. Our human form of life, the meaning, the purpose of human form of life to go back to Godhead. Nate viddu swata gatimi Vishnu. Labda sudullabam idam bahu sambambate. He say that in these verses, very nice verses are there. This human form life is meant to go back to Godhead. There is a beautiful verses by Prahlad Maharaj. He says that Jathai Purushasya Vishnu Pada Upasarmapanam. The human form of life affords one a chance to return home back to Godhead. Therefore, every living entity, especially in the human form of life, particularly is mentioned Manusya, must engage in devotional service to the lotus feet of Lord Vishnu. Therefore, our aim is to go back to Godhead. If somebody is not going back to Godhead, then he is Pasu Durachara animal. What is the difference between animal and human being? Ahara, Nidra, Bhaya, Maituna. The four things is common: eating, sleeping, mating, defending. But the human being has got the prerogative. What is that? Dharmasya. What is that? Dharmasya eka adhika vishesha. dharmana-hīna pasuvi saman. The Krishna consciousness or understanding Krishna or going back to Godhead is a privilege, prerogative of the human form of life. If somebody is missing this form, then he is pasu. Without that, he is a pasu. Therefore, he said that if anybody do not attain the aim of the life through the mercy of Nityananda Mahaprabhu, which is made possible by the Nityananda Mahaprabhu, made possible by the mercy of Nityananda Mahaprabhu, then he is like a pasu. Another verses are there. There's a very nice verse. It's a very nice verse Prabhupada used to quote. Asitim chaturas chaiva lakshana. Asitim means 80. So 84. Asutim 84 lakhs. Asitim chaturas chaiva lakshana tan jiva jatishu. So Prabhupada is saying that where this? Asitim chaturas chaiva lakshana tan jiva jatishu. Brahmadvi purusai prapyam manusyanam janma parayat. Tadapi apahalatam jata tesam atma vimaninam bharakanam anasrita govinda charanadaya. Very important verses. You can repeat this. One may take it by heart. Asitim chaturas chaiva lakshana tan jiva jatishu. So here he say that Prabhupada, out of millions, 88.4 millions, 8400,000 asitim chaturas chaiva. Now jiva jatishu means that different species of living entity. Jiva jati means so many hog, animal, ass, so many species of life. But out of all the species, 400,000 is human form of life. Tan jiva jatishu. Manus. So in this way, for this misunderstanding, so he is saying that out of many, many things, prapyam manusyam janma parayat. By the graduation of or gradual evolution process, one comes to the manusya form. Particularly human form is very important because no other form there is a privilege of approaching Rādhā-kṛṣṇa or fulfilling the aim of life. Therefore, he is saying that out of 8.4 million, very rarely we get labdha sudullabam. Rarely we get human form of life. And in that human form of life, once missed, spoiled, then it's like a merry-go-round. So your merry-go-round, that is very bad. That is the greatest loss, colossal loss. Who is neglecting, who is thinking I am this body, like animal thinking I am this body, I am dog. If anybody, we are thinking also I am this body, then that such fool cannot understand how to surrender to Krishna. Without taking shelter of Govinda Charana, the lotus feet of Govinda, so what will happen? That we will fall down. We will miss the chance. Therefore, it is said that say pasu durachara, very misbehave. He do not know how to behave as a human life. Athata brahma jigyasa. Human form of life begins with inquiring not about stock market, not about this news, that news, cricket, Bollywood, Hollywood. It inquiring about the Brahma Jigyasa. What is the aim of life? How to go back to Godhead? That is the real question. What is the ultimate good of the people? Just like the sages in Naimasaran, they are asking, what is the ultimate good for the people? So therefore, say pasu durachara, misbehave, without elevation to Krishna consciousness through the mercy of Lord Chaitanya and Nityananda, life is simply spoiled, wasting time. He says that the beautiful verses. He says that sabibhrama Vasudeva Chintan. If somebody is not thinking of Vasudeva, remembering, it is a colossal loss. Ordinary cat and dog, even tiger can be, but when a human being goes out of his way, neglect to take the human activity of Krishna consciousness, higher intelligence will simply be misused for animal propensity. It is very difficult to tame. The enactment of state law cannot make a thief honest man because the heart is polluted. He cannot be tamed. Every man sees that person who is commit criminal offenses punished in the government. Also in scriptural injunction, punishment in hell is mentioned. But despite hearing from scripture, seeing the action of state law, the pneumonia cannot be tamed. What they are doing? Nitai na bolia mukesin. They do not know who is Nityananda. They never said name of Lord Nityananda and Lord Chaitanya. Majilo sansara sukhe. Majilo means become absorbed. They become absorbed in so-called material enjoyment. They do not care who Lord Chaitanya Nityananda are. Therefore, they go deep down into material existence. See how everybody is like this. They do not know who is Nityananda, who is Chaitanya. Let me go eat, sleep, mating, defending. Nicely eat, nicely sleep, nicely have sex, nicely defend. That is whole idea. Whole material activity just it is confined in this way. That is stated by Sukadev Goswami in the very beginning. He was explaining to the Parikit Maharaj. He said that these people are so abominable. What they do, what is their business? Nidraya hiryati naktam vyavayana chavaya bhayaha divyacharthena divyacharthaya rajan kutumba bharanena va. The lifetime of such envious householder is passed at night, either in sleeping or in sex indulgence, or in daytime, either in making money or maintaining family. That is life. That is whole material world is like this. Present human civilization is primarily based on the principle of sleeping and sex indulgence at night and earning money in the day, spending the same for the family maintenance. Such form of human civilization condemned by the Bhagavad school. Condemned. Nityananda Narottama Das Ṭhākura also condemned those who do not know aim of life, who do not approach Nityananda, who do not know Chaitanya Nityananda. So they are like this. They are condemned. Because human life is combination of matter and spirit. Whole process of Vedic knowledge is directed at liberating the spirit soul from the contamination of the matter. This knowledge is concerning, this is called ātmā tattva. Those men who are too materialistic are unaware of his knowledge and are more inclined to economic development for material enjoyment. Such materialistic men are called karmis or foodie laborers. They are allowed to regulate economic development associated with domain for sex intelligence. Those who are above karmis, the jnanis, yogi, devotee, are strictly prohibited from sex indulgence. This is the thing. So a whole idea. This is what Narottama Das Ṭhākura say. If it does not come to Krishna consciousness, what is the use of that? So-called Vidya Kule ki Karibaretar. If one has no connection with Nityananda, if he does not come to Krishna consciousness, his Vidya, his so-called academic education, Kula, birth in high family, great nation will not protect him. Regardless whether one is born in very big family, nation has a very advanced academic education, at the time of death, nature's law will act, his work will be finished, he will get another body according to work. What is the use of that? No use. It is stated in this verse, without Krishna consciousness, everything is useless. Bhagavad Bhakti Hinasya Jati Shastram Japat Tapa Apranasya Dehasya Mandanam Lokum Ranjanam. For a person devoid of devotional service, birth in a great family, a nation, knowledge of the revealed scripture, performance of austerity, penance, chanting of Vedic mantra are like ornament on a dead body. Such ornament simply serve the concocted pleasure of the general populace. What is the use of that? A dead body, you put so much ornament, who cares? This is ornamentation of the dead body. Is useless. So so-called academic education, so-called fame, everything, if it does not come to the point of surrendering to lotus feet of the Lord, taking shelter of the lotus feet of the Nityananda, or come to the Krishna consciousness, his so-called education, Jati Shastra Japa Tapa. Jati means birth in a very good nation, America. Jati Shastra Japa Tapa, very learned. All his education, everything is austerity, penance, everything is useless. There is another verse regarding this spoken by the Narada Muni. Narada Muni say that what is the use of all the things? Idhami punsam tapasa suktasya sishtasya suktasya cha buddhi dataya avichuttarthat kavipi nirupita yat uttama sloka gunanava. Sorry, not this one. This also is there. This is also there. This is another one. Naiskramyam api achutya bhava varditam na sobate jnanam alam niranjanam kuta punna sasad abhadram ishware na charpitam karma yad api akarnama. So this is a very nice verse. Knowledge of self-realization, even though freed from all material affinity, does not look well, devoid of conception of infallible God. What then the use of fruitive activities which are naturally painful from the very beginning, transient by nature, if they are not utilized for devotional service of the Lord. So without devotional service, everything is useless. And without coming to Krishna consciousness, everything is useless. Therefore, he says that learned circles have positively concluded that infallible purpose of advancement of knowledge, namely austerity, study of Vedas, sacrifice, chanting of hymn, charity, culminates in the transcendental description of the Lord, which is defined in choice of poetry. The whole idea of our education, our austerity, our charity, everything culminates to the point of become Krishna consciousness through the mercy of Nityananda Prabhu. That is whole idea, sanam banam of this class. Otherwise, what is the use of this human form of life? Is it possible like a two-legged animal? So therefore, Nityananda Mahaprabhu condemned these people. Why are these human animals acting human animals? They are called human animals. Yeah? Acting in this way. Ahankara mato hoya. Why these people are acting? They do not care for Nityananda Mahaprabhu. What is this Nityānanda Trayodasi? Why you should celebrate? Let me celebrate the Shah Rukh Khan. Celebrate somebody else. Mundane people. Ahankara mato hoya nitāiyera pasariya. They have become maddened by false ego. Ahankara vimudhatma kartaham mityana. Ahankara. They have become maddened by the false concept of bodily life. Thus, they have forgotten their eternal relationship with Nityananda. They do not know their eternal. They are thinking, I am this body. This is my paraphernalia. This is my country. This is my society. This is my icon. This is my leader. I should worship my leaders. And they accept the illusory energy as factual. Or in other words, Maya means that which has no existence, but it's a temporary illusion only. Person who have no contact with Nityananda accept this illusory body as factual. Everybody thinking as I am this body, this world is very real. This is illusion. Brahma. This is called anartha. Blocking our artha means goal of life. As Bhakti Vinod Ṭhākura say that, what is that called? Tattva Brahma. What is that? Tattva Vibhrama. They do not know who am I? Who is God? These are Tattva. What is the real goal of life? So they are thinking this Maya is real. Accepting something wrong as they say, Sri Krishna say, this mode of ignorance. This is stated in Bhagavad Gita also. He say that these people are satya ko asatya. In this verse, Krishna say that Bhagavad Gita, that adharma dharma itiya manyate tamasa brita sarvathami paritancham buddhi cha parthatam tamas. He say that understanding which consider religion to be religion, religion to be religion, under the spell of illusion darkness, strives always in the wrong direction. Partha is in the mode of ignorance. This ignorance only. Satya, satya. They are thinking that, oh, this is real, everything is real, my relative, my thing. And that is stated in these beautiful verses that how they are thinking, how these materialistic people and who has no connection with Nityananda, how they are thinking. Deha patra kalatidasu atma sanyasu asat api tesam pramatha nidanam paschanapi na paschanti. Person devoid of Atma Tattva do not inquire into problem of life, being too attached to the fallible soldier like body, children, wife, etc. Although sufficiently experienced, still they do not see their inevitable destruction. They are thinking I am permanent. I am going to be live permanently. This is my body. This is my family. This is my society. They do not know that this body is there. Anytime they will be destroyed. They are prone to destroy. They are meant to be destroyed actually. Body is prone to destroy. It's just temporary manifestation according to karma. They cannot maintain the status quo because we are existing in a non-existential atmosphere. We have an existential dilemma, dissension, discordant. They do not know these people. There is another verses also in this regard. Prahlad Maharaj is saying that these people are Maya Sukha Bhara. So many verses Prahlad Maharaj is chastising. Prahlad say that the sadhumanya asurevara dehinam sada samudignadiyam asat grahat yutatma patam gruham andakupam vanam gatoya dharim asrayat. Prahlad Maharaj replied, O best of the Asura, king of the demon, as far as I have learned from my spiritual master, any person who has accepted a temporary body, temporary household life is certainly embarrassed by anxiety, because having fallen in a dark well where there is no water but only suffering. One should give up this position, go to forest. More clearly, one should go to Vrindavan, where only Krishna consciousness is prevalent. Should thus take shelter of Supreme Personality of Godhead. This is the thing, the temporary things they are accepting as a real. So as a result, they do not care for the Nityananda Prabhu. Ahankara, I am the body. Aham, false ego. I am this body. So therefore, Nityananda Mahaprabhu is telling why they have not, because Narottama Ṭhākura is singing, person who have no contact with Nityananda. Why? Because they are ahankara. They are accepting which is untruth as truth and truth as untruth. Narottama Ṭhākura then says, nitāiyera karuṇā habe, vraje rādhā-kṛṣṇa pābe. If you actually want to approach the association of Rādhā-kṛṣṇa, must access the mercy of Lord Nityananda first. When he is merciful toward you, then you will be able to approach Rādhā-kṛṣṇa. Dharo nitāiyera dukkhini. Narottama Ṭhākura advises that one firmly catch the lotus feet of the Lord. There is no other way, alternative. No other way. Krishna also says that. So regarding these things, Krishna also says to Uddhava, he said this verse, 11:48, 25. So many verses. Prayena bhakti yogena satsangena vinodhava napaya vidyate samyak prayanam hi satam aham. My dear Uddhava, I am personally ultimate shelter, way of life of saintly liberated person. Thus, if one does not engage in my loving devotional service, which is made possible by associating with my devotee, then for all practical purposes, one possesses no effective means for escaping from the material existence. We cannot escape from the material existence. And that is possible by associating with my devotee. Therefore, Narottama Ṭhākura says that it's better to firmly catch the lotus feet of the Lord Nityananda. If you want Rādhā-kṛṣṇa, you have to catch hold. Without Nityananda, we cannot. Krishna spoke to Uddhava. It is made possible by associating with my devotee. Balarama is acting as a devotee. He is coming to serve the Lord, although he is Supreme Lord. And again he said, Nitya Charana Satya, one should not misunderstand, think that, as he has caught hold of Maya, similarly the lotus feet of Nityananda may also be something like the Maya, the illusion. Therefore, Narottama Das confirmed, Nitya Charana Satya, the lotus feet of Nityananda are not illusion, they are a fact. Tahara Sevaka Nitya, those who engage in the transcendental loving service of Nityananda, is also transcendental. If one engage in the transcendental loving service of Nityananda in Krishna consciousness, immediately activates his transcendental position on the spiritual platform, which is eternal bliss. Therefore, he advises that Nitai Pada Sada Karo Asa, always try to catch the lotus feet of Nityananda. He is reconfirming to everybody that please try to understand, taking shelter of Nityananda lotus feet is not illusion. It is really Satya. It's the truth. Satyam Paramadimai is a truth. It's not an illusion. Oh, I am also catching feet just like a Maya. No. He is reconfirming it, convincing us again and again, conversing us. Narottama Baro Dukhi, Narottama Das Thakur, the Acharya is taking position of that. He is very unhappy. Actually, he is representing ourselves. He says, my dear Lord, I am very unhappy. Nitai Moro Korosukhi. Therefore, I am praying the Lord Nityananda to make me happy. Rokho Ranga Charana Pasa. Please keep me in a corner of the lotus feet. Nityananda means Nitya Ananda, another meaning of Nitya, my eternal happiness. So everybody wants happiness, but they do not know. They want to try happiness from different sources, different approaches. But every time we are doomed to failure. Therefore, Narottama Das Thakur say that I am happy, I am unhappy. Nitai, you make me. Because Nityananda is eternal happy. He can make us also happy. Nityananda. We are unhappy. Material world, everybody is asukha lokam. This is called asukha. Anitya asukha lokam. Krishna say anutya asukha lokam. He say anitya means temporary, asukha means unhappiness. Every time, every happiness, everything is impregnated with some kind of unhappiness. That is the concomitant or intrinsic nature of the material world. Nobody can be fun and frolic, rest and relax, happy at the expense of material nature. That is the intrinsic nature. Nobody can be happy. Therefore, only way to happy when you take shelter of the Nityananda. Nityananda is Nityananda. He can make us happy. Therefore, on behalf of everyone, Narottama Ṭhākura actually taking the position of conditioned soul, he is representing ourselves. He is telling, my dear Lord, I am very unhappy. My dear Lord Nityananda, Nityananda, I am very unhappy. Please, I am praying to you to make me happy. Happiness can be achieved only by connecting to Nityananda. That is also stated in the Bhagavad Gita also. Krishna says, you want to be happy, so you have to connect with Krishna consciousness through Nityananda Mahaprabhu. Otherwise, one cannot be happy. You say that not 260. What is that verse? Notice this. Nasti buddhi ajuktasya nacha duktasya bhavana nacha bhavyante sukham asantasya kuta sukham. So anybody wants to sukhi, one who is not in a transcendental consciousness can have neither controlled mind or steady intelligence, without which there is no possibility of peace. How can there be any happiness without peace? So therefore, you want the happiness, you have to take shelter of the Nityananda Mahaprabhu. Then one can become happy. Because with Nityananda mercy, we can connect with Krishna consciousness. And he said that not so jukte, so anybody who is not connected in Krishna consciousness, one cannot be happy. So the way to connect to Krishna consciousness through the lotus feet of, or through the mercy of Nityananda. Therefore, we offer our respectful obeisance to Nityananda Mahaprabhu. So this is the real sonam bonam, this is the real purpose of observing, appreciating the auspicious advent, appearance, auspicious August advent appearance of Nityananda Mahaprabhu. We are fasting half day. The purpose is to take shelter of Nityananda lotus feet and receiving the mercy so that we can go back to Godhead. Samasita pada pallava plavam mahata padam punya jasa hare murari bhavam vado vacha padam 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 vipadam. By taking shelter of the Supreme Lord through the mercy of Nityananda, then we can cross this ocean of insurmountable ocean of material existence. That is the purpose why you should take shelter of the Nityananda. So we will stop here with a beautiful verse from the author of Caitanya Mahaprabhu, Kaviraj Goswami. He has very nicely glorified the Nityananda Mahaprabhu with this verse. Why it's not coming? So he very nicely spoke this verse that Bande Ananta Adbhuta Ishwaram Sri Nityanandam Ishwaram Jasaichayata Swarupena Ajanapi Nirupayate. So let me offer my obeisance to the Lord Sri Nityananda, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, whose opulence is wonderful and unlimited. By his will, even a fool can understand his identity. Thank you very much. Jai Nityānanda Trayodasi ki jai, Nitāy Gaur Haribol, Jai Śrīla Prabhupada ki jai.